If Chapter 3 was about recognition, then Chapter 4 is about confrontation. This is where the light you've awakened begins to shine deep into the corners you've avoided all your life. This is the beginning of shadow work, the moment you stop running from your darkness and start understanding it. It's not an easy path, but it's the only one that leads to freedom. You can't heal what you won't face. The shadow is everything we hide: our pain, our guilt, our fear, jealousy, anger, and shame. It's not because these feelings are evil, but because we were taught to be afraid of them. We were told to be good, to be happy, to always put on a brave face. So we buried the parts that didn't fit that mold, hoping they would disappear. But they never do. They wait, they watch. They whisper through our habits, our triggers, our sudden reactions, and the recurring patterns in our relationships. They are the unseen force pulling the strings from behind the curtain of our consciousness. Shadow work is the courageous act of holding up a mirror to your own soul and finally saying with compassion, "I see you, and I'm ready to understand you." So I ask you gently, what emotions have you buried so deep you can barely name them? What memories still echo in your moments of silence? That is where we begin. Many think the shadow wants to destroy us. They imagine it as a monster lurking in the depths, waiting to sabotage our happiness. But that's a misunderstanding. The shadow is not your enemy. It's your wounded self, still waiting to be heard. It's the collection of all the parts of you that were exiled. Every time you felt rejected, unseen, or unloved as a child, a piece of your authentic self stepped into the dark to survive. That piece learned that being too loud, too sensitive, or too angry was unsafe, so it hid. Shadow work is the sacred journey of going back into that darkness, not with a sword, but with a lantern, and bringing those lost pieces back home. So when that old pain rises, that familiar ache of loneliness, that surge of anger, that wave of shame, don't run from it this time. Don't distract yourself. Don't numb it. Sit with it. Breathe into it. Listen. Ask it. What are you trying to show me? What do you need from me right now? You'll be surprised. The shadow doesn't speak in anger. It speaks in truth. It speaks the language of unmet needs and unhealed wounds. This is the point where most people turn back. Because once you open that door, the things you thought you'd forgotten come rushing in. The memories you've suppressed, the mistakes you're ashamed of, the lies you told yourself to get by, the faces of the people you hurt and the ones who hurt you. It can feel heavy, chaotic, overwhelming, even unbearable. Your first instinct will be to slam the door shut and run. But here's the secret the universe wants you to know. The pain isn't punishment. It's purification. It's the soul's way of cleaning house. Your shadow surface is not to break you, but to free you from the illusions and burdens that still control your life. It's like a fever breaking. It feels terrible in the moment, but it's the body's way of fighting off the infection for good. Have you ever had an emotion rise up so strong it scared you? A sudden rage, a deep sorrow, a crippling fear? What if that wasn't a sign of weakness, but your soul desperately trying to release what you've carried for far too long? To deny your shadow is to deny half of your existence. It's like trying to live a life with only daytime, refusing to acknowledge the night. It's an impossible and exhausting fight. Your light becomes hollow without it. Your joy becomes fragile. Your confidence becomes a performance, and your love becomes shallow without it. And your spiritual growth? It becomes false, a carefully constructed facade. Real lasting evolution happens when you can hold both your light and your darkness in your hands at the same time. When you can look at your flaws, your fears, and your past with honesty and still say, yes, I have darkness in me, but I also have immense light. And both are sacred parts of my wholeness. That is the heart of shadow work. It's not about becoming pure, perfect, flawless light. It's about becoming whole. It's about integrating every piece of you into a beautiful, complex mosaic. So, I ask you, can you love the part of you that once made mistakes? Can you forgive the version of yourself that simply didn't know any better? That forgiveness is the key that unlocks true self-acceptance. Now let's do something together. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it all out. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine your shadow standing before you. Not as a monster, not as a villain, but as a younger version of you, a reflection of your untended pain. Maybe it looks scared, or angry, or sad. Just observe it without judgment. Look this part of you directly in the eyes and say, either out loud or in your mind, I see you, I understand you, and I forgive you. Feel the meaning of those words. I am sorry I left you in the dark for so long. I am here now. Then, visualize yourself opening your arms and merging with that energy. Picture the light and dark intertwining, not fighting, but dancing together like smoke and starlight. Feel what happens in your body. You might feel a sense of release, a warmth, a lightness. That shift, no matter how small, is healing. That is integration. Remember, shadow work is not about killing the darkness. It's about bringing it home to the light. Once you begin this work, truly begin it, the world around you will start to look different. The people who used to trigger you will have less power over you, because you'll recognize that their actions are simply touching a wound you have now started to heal within yourself. The self-sabotaging patterns that have held you back for years will start to break. You'll find yourself making different choices, not through force, but because your inner landscape has fundamentally changed. The parts of you that once hid in fear are finally seen, heard, and integrated. And here's the most profound beauty of this journey. When you heal your shadow, you don't just heal yourself. You heal the generations before you and the ones that will come after. You stop carrying the emotional wounds that were passed down to you, burdens that were never yours to begin with. You break the chain. This is not the end of your journey. This is the transformation. It is the rebirth of a soul that is finally remembering and embracing its full, magnificent truth. The shadow is not to be feared. It is your wisest teacher, your most honest mirror, and your silent, loyal ally on the path to wholeness. It holds the keys to your greatest power, your deepest compassion, and your most authentic self. So tonight, before you sleep, in the quiet of your room, whisper to yourself, I am both light and shadow. I am learning to love them both. Because that acceptance, that simple, powerful statement, is where real awakening begins. This was Chapter 4. Shadow work begins. The healing has started. Thank you for walking this path with me. If this resonated, please consider subscribing to continue the journey.